Miss Dwyer, and I am here with you this morning for yoga. So if you don't have a mat at home, just grab a blanket, grab a towel, anything that you need to just sit on so you're not just lying on anything hard, or if you have carpet, that's okay too. So I've just got on some relaxing music in the background, and this can be modified for our students in wheelchairs. So I will give those modifications for that. So for now, we're just gonna sit up nice and tall. We're in crisscross applesauce, sitting up really, really tall. We're gonna bring our arms by our side, lift your arms up, look up to the sky, and then bring the hands down by your side. Doesn't that feel good to stretch? So breathe. Bring your hands over your head, and then bring the hands down back towards the floor. Don't mind my dog just wandering through. Bring the arms overhead again, and then bring the hands down. This time, bring the arms out in front like you have a big ball in your hand, and start to come forward, reaching for the floor. And if you're in a wheelchair, just reach for your knees. And then we're gonna bring our chin towards our chest. So you're sitting on your bottom, so really think about pressing your bottom into your chair or into your floor, your mat. And then we're gonna come all the way up. Sit up nice and tall again. From here, let's just take our hands and just move our hands around a little bit. One hand and then the other hand. Maybe both hands. Good. All right, now we're gonna take our legs out in front of us. And again, if you're in your chair, your feet are just out, right? We're gonna lift our arms overhead, and we're gonna come forward, reaching for our knees. Maybe you can reach for the tops of your legs and just come forward. And then come all the way back up. So I kind of look like the letter L here, right? So I'm gonna reach my arms overhead again, and then come forward, reaching for the tops of my legs, reaching for my toes. Good. And then we're gonna come all the way up. We're gonna come into butterfly. So if you're on your mat or your blanket, you're gonna bring the bottoms of your feet together. If you're in a wheelchair, maybe your provider, your parent can help you kind of bring the bottoms of your feet together. Good, sit up nice and tall. You can even flap your knees like you're a butterfly. Got some funky music playing, you can move to the beat. Good. Smile. And then we're gonna bring the knees back together. So we're coming into table position. So for the students that are in wheelchairs, you're going to be able to do the same motion, and I'm going to show you how in just a moment. But we're in our tabletop, and we're going to take our back and arch it like a cat does in the morning, or all day really, when a cat gets up from their nap or from their resting posture. Then we're going to drop our belly like a cow does, and look up. You can even make the sounds a cat or cow makes, a meow, and moo. For the students that are in wheelchairs, you can just stay in your wheelchair and you can place your hands out in front and just start to kind of arch your back a little bit and then bring your belly through the center. If you have to have someone help you do that, that's okay. So cat and cow. And if you're in your tabletop, keep moving like that. And our kids really love puppy pose. So puppy pose, we're gonna come down onto our arms. Our hips are gonna stay over our knees. And we're just gonna start to bring our head down towards the floor, reaching the fingertips up. Puppy pose. You can make the sound that a puppy makes. We're stretching our back here, so a nice long back. And if you're in your wheelchair, I would just encourage you to reach for your knees and just hover in that position. Puppy pose. And just breathe. And then come back up. Maybe shake your hips side to side. We call this wag the dog. Good job. Nice. And then we're going to come back down and sit on our mats again. We're going to take one hand and place it down. Reach the other arm up and over. Act like you were reaching for something that you really want. Then place that hand down. Reach the other arm up and over. If someone's helping you with this, that's awesome. That's great. We often moved around the room when we were doing yoga in school and we had to help each other. And then you're just gonna move side to side like that, kind of like you were a windmill. Back and forth, left to right. And then we're gonna place our hands on our shoulders and we're gonna make some circles here. Moving the elbows one way. Doesn't it feel good to just move? And then moving the elbows in the opposite direction. Just gonna see what happened to my music. You guys know I love music, so keep going with your elbows. Good. And then we're going to bring our chin towards our chest. We're going to stretch the back of our neck. Might be a good stretch for your parents too. If your parents are feeling a little stressed out. And then bring the head up and shake your head side to side like you were saying no. No worries. Good. Now we're going to come to standing, but I'm going to give modifications for those who are in their wheelchairs. So as we come to standing, we're going to come up to standing, lift the arms overhead, come forward, reach for your knees. So if you're in your wheelchair, reach for your knees, reach those fingers towards your knees. And then we're gonna come forward, reach a little further. Maybe you can touch your ankles, maybe you can touch your toes. If you can't, no worries. Just touch what you can. And then bring your arms by your side. We're an airplane, right? So you can even make the movement to be an airplane. Or you can just hold still. And then come down, touch your knees. Reach a little further, touch your feet. And we're going to sit back in a chair. So when we go to sit back in a chair, we bend our knees. We start to send our bottom towards our chair. So if you're in a wheelchair, you're already in this pose, right? You're already in your chair. So I want you to work on your arms here. So sweep the arms up by your ears. Sweep the arms down. Sweep the arms up. Sweep the arms down. One more time. Sweep the arms up. And sweep the arms down. Straighten the legs. Reach for your knees. And then reach for your feet. Good job. We're going to roll all the way up. Doing star pose. So in our star pose, we're going to take our feet in opposite directions. Reach our fingers up towards the sky. Point your fingers. If you're in your wheelchair, reach those arms out. Wiggle your fingers. You can even twinkle, pretend like you're a star. Pointing those toes. Smile, wiggle the fingers. You're a twinkling star. You might even look up. Good. And then bring the hands back down. Mountain pose. So in mountain pose, our feet are together, our arms are by our side, our shoulders are not way up near our ears, our fingers are by our side. We're a mountain pose. If you're in your wheelchair, bring your arms out. Really find strength in your arms. You're getting a lot of arm workout today. Mountain pose. Good. And relax. We're going to come back down on our mat. Coming into a few more postures and things here. So, a couple of things we can do here. We're going to do a figure 4. So, you're going to reach one leg out in front and bring the other foot inside. So if I were looking down, it's an upside down figure 4, right? If you're in your wheelchair, maybe you can bring that leg on top of the other. If you can't, that's okay. Maybe someone can help you bring that foot inside that leg. Pointing those toes up. And if you want to, you can even start to come forward. Ooh, we're stretching the back of the legs. I know you feel that. And then come up and switch sides. So bring the other foot inside that leg. I look down. I've got this upside down figure 4. And I start to reach forward down my leg. Good. And then I'm going to come all the way up, coming onto our backs. So, if you're at home and you're in your wheelchair and someone can help you get out of your chair and maybe onto the floor, that would be great. If not, I'm going to continue to give you some modifications. So we're going to roll all the way down, send those legs all the way up. This is our letter L again. See, I look like a letter L. If you're staying in your wheelchair, just shoot those legs out. Any movement is good movement. That's the letter L, finding strength in our legs, working on our endurance, staying active. You can even move the legs side to side, find the letter V, back to the center. Good. From the L to the V. You can even take your legs and do some bicycles here. Maybe you've been able to get outside and ride a trike or a bike. Taking a walk, having someone take you for a walk in your chair. Maybe you've been in your walker. And then shoot those legs up again. We're going to take the feet apart. We're going to reach for our feet. If you can't reach your feet, that's okay. This is Happy Baby. So we're moving side to side. Again, if you're in a wheelchair, we're just taking those knees apart and you're reaching for however far you can reach. Just stay here in your Happy Baby for just a moment. Don't forget to breathe. Ms. Dwyer's always telling you to breathe. Good. And then we're going to bring our feet down to our mat. Let's see if we remember bridge pose. So in bridge pose, we're going to lift our hips, sending our hips up towards the sky. If you're in a wheelchair, maybe someone can help lift you out of that wheelchair. Give your bottom a little bit of a break. Or maybe you can just shift the hips side to side. So come down and then come up. One more time, lift. And if you need help with this, mom or dad or your provider can maybe put some blankets under your back to help you stay up. And then come all the way down. Coming into a twist, we're going to take both knees to one side. If you're in a wheelchair, you can do this. Take both knees to one side. You're going to look over the opposite shoulder. Bring the knees to the center. Take the knees to the opposite side, looking over your shoulder. And then just do any movement you want. Shake your legs, shake your arms. Do whatever feels good. And then we come into our final posture, which is our Shavasana or corpse pose. It's resting pose. So this is where we start to get quiet. We might even close our eyes. I'll put on some nice quiet music. And this is where you just enjoy your rest. Take a few moments to just breathe. Give everyone in your house just a chance to relax for a moment. No worries, no stress. You can even cuddle up with a blanket. Couple more moments to just lying in your rest. You can stay there as long as you want. Maybe you'll even fall asleep or take a nap. But if you're done and you're ready, you're gonna roll over onto one side. We call this, it's the fetal posture, but we can just call it the baby posture. And then we're gonna press ourselves up. Sitting up nice and tall, feeling relaxed, feeling strong. We always bring our hands to our heart center. We miss you guys. I hope you enjoy these yoga videos. We truly hope to see you all soon. Thanks for joining me for yoga this morning. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.